The enduring struggle against antisemitism, a historical perspective. Antisemitism has shaped the experiences of Jewish communities for centuries, manifesting in persecution, theological misconceptions, and political conflicts. While modern discussions often focus on prejudice against Jewish people, its roots extend deeply into religious, social, and historical factors. Judaism, a distinct faith and nation. Unlike the polytheistic traditions of the ancient world, Judaism introduced a singular, just, and righteous God who chose the Jewish people, creating a covenant that defined their cultural and religious identity. This distinction made Judaism fundamentally different from many surrounding beliefs and contributed to outsiders viewing the Jewish people with suspicion. Religious misinterpretations within Christianity. A significant source of anti-Semitic attitudes historically has been misinterpretations of Christian theology. One of the most damaging misconceptions was the Christ killer accusation, based on the idea that Jewish people were collectively responsible for Jesus Christ's death. The New Testament of the Christian scripture depicts conflicts between Jesus and various Jewish sects, such as the Pharisees and Sadducees. Later Christian teachings generalized these disputes, portraying the Jews as adversaries rather than recognizing the diversity within Judaism. Jesus himself was Jewish and most probably a Pharisee. His execution was carried out by Roman authorities under Pontius Pilate, with involvement from specific religious leaders, not the Jewish population as a whole. Despite this historical reality, the idea of collective Jewish guilt was perpetuated for centuries, fueling hostility and discrimination. Similarly, the Pharisees, a Jewish sect known for their scholarship, were frequently misrepresented in Christian teachings. The Gospels often depict Jesus criticizing some Pharisees for hypocrisy. Yet these rebukes were directed at specific individuals, not the entire movement. Over time, Christian interpretations distorted this message, reinforcing stereotypes of Jewish legalism and resistance to spiritual enlightenment. During the Middle Ages, church authorities frequently targeted Jewish communities. The Spanish Inquisition in the 15th century sought to force Jewish people to convert or face exile. Economic restrictions, discriminatory laws, and violent persecution were justified by theological narratives. Figures like St. John Chrysostom in the 4th century and Martin Luther in the 16th century contributed to anti-Semitic thought, influencing attitudes that endured for centuries. However, modern theological reconciliation efforts have sought to correct these misconceptions. The Second Vatican Council, held between 1962 and 1965, officially rejected the notion of Jewish collective guilt for Jesus' death, emphasizing interfaith understanding. Today, many Christian scholars recognize Judaism's historical significance and its deep connection to Christianity, fostering efforts toward interreligious dialogue. Persecution and exile. Beyond religious tensions, Jewish communities have faced systemic expulsions and discrimination. In 1290, King Edward I of England expelled Jews, marking one of many instances of European anti-Semitism. It wasn't until Oliver Cromwell reinstated Jewish settlement in the 1650s that Jewish life in England resumed. These cycles of persecution often stemmed from economic and social factors intertwined with religious biases. The Holocaust, the darkest chapter. The 20th century saw one of humanity's most horrific crimes against the Jewish people, the Holocaust. Under Adolf Hitler's Nazi regime, millions of Jewish men, women, and children were systematically murdered, an act of genocide that remains one of the most tragic events in recorded history. This era cemented the necessity of remembrance and vigilance against such atrocities occurring again. Modern conflicts and misconceptions. Today, anti-Semitism continues to manifest in various forms, including political tensions surrounding Israel. While criticism of government policies is a valid discussion, condemning Jewish people solely for their identity perpetuates harmful prejudices. The ongoing conflicts in the Middle East, such as tensions between Israel and Iran, reflect historical struggles but should not justify hostility toward Jewish communities. Understanding and combating anti-Semitism. As history has shown, anti-Semitism arises from deep-seated misconceptions, political motives, and societal fears. Recognizing the distinctions between historical truths and theological distortions helps dismantle prejudices. The resilience of Jewish people, despite centuries of oppression, serves as a testament to their strength and enduring cultural heritage. By learning from history, societies can foster tolerance and ensure that discrimination does not define the future.